Hello students, welcome to our first module of class 8 Geography, Resources and Development, Chapter 2, Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife Resources. In this module, we will see how land is an important resource as well as how and why we need to conserve our land. So let us begin. Land is an extremely important natural resource for us. Land resources include mountains, deserts, plateaus, plains, etc. It covers around 29% of the total surface area of the earth. However, 90% of the world's population occupy only 30% of the land area. Due to the uneven distribution of land resources on earth, places like river valleys, fertile plains, grasslands, etc. are densely populated, whereas rugged terrains, thick forests, hot and cold regions are sparsely populated. Land use. Land is used by men for various purposes. Land as a resource is used for cultivation of crops, grazing of animals, building houses and roads, mining and manufacturing, etc. Using land for different purposes is termed as land use. People live conveniently and in more systematic and developed way in areas where suitable land is available. In such areas, land is extensively used as a resource. If we talk about the different land use pattern of the world, we will find that about 11% of land is used for agricultural activities, 26% of the land is used for pastures, forest covers around 31% of the land, and 32% of the land is used for dwelling, manufacturing and other purposes. Now let us talk about classification of land resources. On the basis of ownership, land is classified into two types, private land and community land. Private land is owned and used by an individual only for personal purposes. Community land is owned and used by the community for collective purposes such as for storage of fruits, vegetables, and food grains. Community lands are also known as common property resources. Now let us talk about conservation of land. To fulfill the various needs of growing population, the pattern of land use is changing rapidly. Mountains are being cut down to spread the network of railways and roads. Dense forests are being replaced by human settlements. The development in technology are changing barren land into agricultural land. Due to the rapid increase in activities related to agriculture, industries and manufacturing, the pressure on land resources is also increasing. As a result, problems like land degradation, landslides, soil erosion, land pollution, etc. are increasing. Therefore, we must make use of land in a systematic way so that maximum utilization is ensured at minimum cost and labor. Let us take an example of one of our neighboring countries, that is China. China is a good example of land use efficiency. The population of China is highest in the world. Further, only about 1/3 of its total area is cultivable. Hence, China faced the problem of feeding its growing population, but it introduced various measures to protect its farmland and was able to produce adequate amount of food. Thus, a well-planned land use is called land conservation. Let us talk about various steps that can be used for land conservation. Afforestation should be promoted. Use of chemical fertilizers and insecticides should be regulated. Mining activities should be controlled. Overgrazing by cattle should be checked. Industrial effluents should be treated before discharging them on land or into rivers. Locating landslide prone areas by using hazard mapping and expanding the vegetation across land to control landslides. No construction work should be allowed in the landslide prone areas. Let us summarize what we have learned today. Land is among the most important natural resources. Land covers about 30% of the total area of the Earth's surface. The densely populated areas of the world have plains, river valleys, which have suitable land for agriculture. The common methods used to conserve land resources are afforestation, land reclamation, regulated use of chemical pesticides, and fertilizers and check on overgrazing. Let us see what you have grasped today. Here are some questions for you. The question number 1 is, land covers around %% of total surface area of Earth. And the options are A 70, B 30, C 50 or D 60. The correct answer is B 30. Your second question is, which of the following is not a method of conservation of land resources? And the options are A afforestation, B regulated use of pesticides, C deforestation or D hazard mapping. And the correct answer is C deforestation. Your third question is, which of the following is not an example of community land? And the options are A children's park, B zoo, C bus stand or D your house. And the correct answer is D your house. Remember, your house is not a community land. It is meant for your personal use only. It's practice time now, and here are some questions for you. Your question number 1 is, write any 2 reasons for land degradation today. Your second question is, which areas are sparsely populated or uninhabited? Your third question is, what are the major threats to the environment due to over exploitation of land resources? And the fourth question is, list 5 steps which can be taken to conserve land resources. In our next module, we will talk about soil and conservation of soil. Till then, take care of yourself, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.